At the starting, Sarafina fell down on the floor, and Ngsuta enters the room that makes Sarafina sit down and saying, "You're the girl we saved to kill." Then he asks Sarafina what she was trying to do. Then looking in the corner, he understood Sarafina was trying to reach near the knife kept in that cell to get the knife and cut the rope tied on her hands. Sarafina asks Ngsuka to untie her, but he says he will end all this once he gets to know everything's going as he instructed. Tina was packing her thing and was heading out of the house to do some ceremony for her forefathers, and she leaves a note for Leroy writing, "She'll be back soon," and asking him to take care of the house. Mteto was serving food to Mandla, and Madlamini arrives there wearing a uniform, and she says they should have shortened the skirt, but her parents say she's looking good. Then Madlamini asks for some money, but her parents tell her to make a lunchbox. It'll be healthier and save money too. Then Mandla leaves for office and Kaizi appears there. Then he tries to make fun of Madlamini and annoy her, and Madlamini gets annoyed. Scene changed. Caesar was uploading some photos on internet through his laptop, and he gets text from Impendulo and starts to chat with him and starts to smile on his mind while texting with Impendulo. Now we see Megalide and Kamo having conversation, and Megalide asks Kamo to join a tour with him, and he knows many interesting places in the town, and Kamo agrees to go with him, and they exchange numbers. Meanwhile, Mamaki appears there and urgently sent Kamo for dome work, and Mamaki warns Megalide, as she noticed he was asking Kamo for tour, and Mamaki warns him not to play his tricks on Kamo and leaves from there. Jackson was talking to Martha about Caesar and Thandiswa, and he planned the honeymoon to make his wife feel special, but Caesar and Thandiswa's presence was annoying for him. Then they talk about some casino-related things, and Jackson says that work would be easy for someone who have a license, and his friend Ronald, who's very wealthy, has a license. So Jackson wanted Martha to meet Ronald to talk about it, and if they succeed, Martha would be the COO. Hearing then, Martha becomes very excited and happy. Kamo was texting someone on phone and giggling, and seeing that Mamaki comes to her and asks whom she's talking to, and is it Magalide? But Kamo gets afraid and says it's not Magalide, it's her sixth brother, and leaves from there in a rush. Bossman comes to Mamaki and says if Mamaki is jealous that Magalide is showing interest towards Kamo, cause there's a thing named siblings rivalry, but refusing this, Mamaki says, "It's nothing like that, I'm just looking after her and you blabber too much." Then Mamaki leaves from there with an angry and confusing mind. Scene shifts back to Mandla's house. Madlamini comes back from school with Kaiza, and her mom asks her how she found her school, but she says the condition of that school was miserable and she had a mess with a girl revolving around that girl's boyfriend, and she didn't make any friends there, and her mom says her previous school was privileged, as it was a private school. Scene changes again. Ronald and Jackson were besitted together, and Martha arrives there, and Jackson introduces Martha to Ronald, and they shake hands, but it seems like Martha was shocked and unhappy to see Ronald, and as if Ronald and Martha knew each other earlier. Now Mamaki, Kamo, and Magalide were seen in a club with few friends, and Kamo and Mamaki were gossiping about some WhatsApp group scandal issue, and the way Kamo was gossiping, she looked like another version of Mamaki, so they all named her Mamaki 2.0 and started to have drinks together. Tina seems performing some spiritual rituals and talking on her own, imagining her ancestors, and asking, "Show me where you are," continuously, and her ritual gets succeed. She closes her mind. She able to see that cell where Ngsuta has captivated Sarafina, and Tina could see everything happening there, and she sees Ngsuta is preparing to kill Sarafina, and then she uses some spiritual powers and starts to stab the ground with a sharp weapon, and that directly affected Ngsuta. Whenever Tina was stabbing the ground, Ngsuta was feeling like someone is stabbing him, and Ngsuta started to cry out of pain and got lied down. Sarafina couldn't understand whatever was happening, and she was shocked seeing all that.